Hello, people. It's Tuesday with Terrietime, and I was going to do a food review, but I ordered a pizza, and I ate that instead. So the food review will have to wait, but I'm going to call this Current Events because I have lots of new information on the bottom feeders and the mob feeders, if that's what we're going to call them now, because they're identical, actually. They're all a bunch of cop calling, snitching, doxing, showing people. I'm not against doxing. I am going to dox Deborah Silver from now on, every day. And look, Deborah, look, Minnie the Moocher, Minnie, I've still got my purse. I know you want it, but you're never going to get it. So I believe in doxing. I do. But I don't ever show kids or families or wives or husbands like the rest of them do. And pull stick. For your information, I don't think you did 2 years in prison, let alone 22, because the biggest genre that I'm in is the prison genre. And I was watching Jay Williams when he was a little tiny channel with 300 people, and now he has sold his company. He's mega millions of people, 23 in one. Blood on the razor wire, you name it. There's endless people listening to prison stories and prison guests and prison interviews. And if you had done half the time you say you've done, you'd have something to talk about. But I know why you won't talk about it. Because you were a punk. And who wants to get down here and brag about being a punk? But of course, transgender is a big thing now. So might be a perfect time for you to bring your punked out stories out. Help your little withering channel. Because I got some clips of you, buddy. You're still talking about me. Oh, yes. And in one of the clips, it doesn't say it, but I'm going to say it now. You said at least you'd never lied. What do you call shaking that picture around of David Mom Pass for 6 months? That was a straight-up lie. What was that you said about you never were ungrateful at any of the money I gave you? And I've got it posted on my community tab. That was a lie. And then when you got caught in it, you said you would give the money to an animal shelter. And that is a lie. So that's 3 lies right there. And I'm pretty sure you never did any prison time. And if you did, you were in a pedophile thing or a punk protection plan or something, because you could make way more money and way more subs in the prison genre than you can in this little mob tube bottom feeder thing you got going on here. These people never get out of their circle. Never. And so I've got some clips, and I'm going to play them. But last night, and I got a new Trump hat. I have a Trump hat for every color of my outfits. Glasses, black. Me, black. Trump hat, black. Bracelets, black. Trump tattoo. Oh yeah, I'm styling. I am styling. So say what you want to about Snap, everybody. By the looks of all of you, you could use some. Now, some new information. As you all know, if you've watched my channel, and Amzie, you are not the OG of anything. I think 18 years trumps your little 10 years or whatever it is you've been on here. And you've not been in near the communities I've been on. So let's just quit saying you're the OG, because you're not the OJ. And you really don't know that much more about Lauren than I did. I was waiting for some blockbuster information. The only thing you know about Lauren that I didn't already know was the KJ stuff. Everything else, the Chris Tucker stuff, I've talked to Chris Tucker many times. The memes and all that, I already knew about it. The only thing I didn't know was the KJ, exactly what she did, but I still knew it had to do with a kid and a fake email and fake screenshots and stuff like that. So you didn't really have that much to unload on Lauren. And anybody wants to see Lauren in action, go check out my old videos. Every time I went live, every time I started my channel up, here she came. She called me 20 times a day. She was the most high maintenance person I've ever put up with in my life. And I didn't put up with her long. I'll give myself credit for that. The rest of you, it's taken you a little while to catch on that this bitch is no good, people. She is no good. She never has been, and she never will be. But I've done my duty. I exposed her. It's up to you now to rid these people from your midst, but I don't think any of you ever will. I really don't. So, as you know, I get nudes upon nudes upon nudes. And I don't know if these females, and most of them come from the females, they either come from the very female themselves, or they come from another female trying to blackmail that female. But see, they misjudge me. They misjudge me because they thought I would pass those nudes on, and I never have. I have every one of them, and I've never passed them on to anybody. Not ever. Find one time I've passed a nude on to anybody. My nudes aren't even out there. I wish they would pass them around because they're hot looking compared to the ones I've got. The best looking nudes I ever got was Jen Bailey, and she's still number one. Lauren's were not bad, but if you like looking at young, naked boys, I'll put it that way. It's as nice as I can put it. But I got some new nudes. And I already talked to the woman. She knows I have them. She knows what they are, and she told me that I could have free use to talk about it. Brenda with a big old butt. Let me tell you something right now. You women making fun of people's looks, you better hope you keep your clothes on, because Brenda with a big old butt will blow you away. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it was her. And so I DM'd her, and I said, are these your nudes? She said, yeah. I'm not going to say how I got them or where I got them. That's nobody's business. Nobody will ever see them but me. But I'm telling you right now, if it ever comes to a naked contest, you other chicks better keep your clothes on. Because Brenda with a big old butt will blow you out of the water. All of you. Of course, we know Deborah Silver, Minnie, is a purse snatcher. And I haven't went through my videos yet to try to find my Louis Vuittons. But I'm going to, because her fake little stories that she's making up, not cutting it with me. Not cutting it at all. And I'm going to play the clips here in a minute. Anyway, I was relaxing. Oh, and I got a beautiful gift for Mother's Day from one of my wonderful men, who shall remain nameless. It's lovely. And this episode is being brought to you by KY. So, Pool Stick, don't worry about my Virginia. It is lubricated just fine. And there's been some fake news going around that John Yates was in jail. He's not in jail, people. He's free. So quit spreading false rumors. At least spread some real ones like I am. Not fake ones that you make up or you don't check up. Turkey's doing great. Hillbillies, rednecks, Turkey, Trump, 2024, folks. The mob tube is getting weaker. I'm going to call them mob faders. Mob wives act more like girls than they do guys. But anyway, before I get to the clips, I got a phone call from one of my informants. And she said, look, I know you have never listened to Angel Gotti. You don't care nothing about listening to women. Yappity yap, yap, yap. Because if I wanted to listen to women, I could listen to the stupid bottom feeders. They've infiltrated everywhere. They said, but this is going to be interesting. I'm not going to clip it because it's too much. Just go listen to it. So I did. I didn't want to do it, but I did. And sure enough, Amzie was in there trying to explain to her about Lauren. NB. Well, if MRE don't know what NB is, how do you expect Angel to know? MRE is so stupid that when I introduced her as Lauren, the Miss L, the real Miss L, to Rustin, she was giving me his information way back then, and he still thinks she's a friend. So how in the world do you expect Angel Gotti to realize what a treacherous, conniving, backstabbing female she has in her midst? How do you expect her? She'll realize it on her own, I guess, when something happens to her. She'll know then. She will definitely know then. And I saw the memes, and they were disgusting. I think it could very well be NB, but I'm thinking it might be a little bit of Gunsmoke in there too, because I've seen his work. And they're doing shit like that. They made fake pictures of that Calandra dude supposed to be visiting somebody in prison. He was involved in that. Looked a little bit like his work. He would have done something like that to stir up a fresh fight, because they have to have fights going, or who's going to listen to their stupid channels. Well, I didn't stand there that long. I just was in there long enough to see that this angel chick was trying to figure out what MB was all about. Hey, just go take a look at my channel. You'll see what she's all about. She's still on there. It's my stuff. It's not her stuff. It's mine. Even though she wanted to act like it was hers, she tried to take over, much like the bee does everybody's channel. She gets on the channel, she's going to take that thing over, tell you who's going to be in the chat, who's not going to be in the chat, run the whole show. And if you little guys are up for that, you're all wearing avatars, I'll give Poolstick credit. He don't wear an avatar. Tony Pizza don't wear an avatar. FBS doesn't work. But the women, 98.9% of them wear avatars. 98.9. And then they have the ridiculous ability to go on there and make fun of somebody's looks. I've never been able to figure it out. Never. So I'm going to get my little... What else did I have up here to show you? The nudes of Brenda with a big old butt. Oh, and Whitney, this is for you. You know how I've been talking about the shoulders being big, and I wanted to find out, guess what? I found out who the bee was making fun of. You, Whitney. I would have never known you had big shoulders. How does she know that? I've never seen your shoulders. You got a pretty profile picture. But it was Whitney, people. That's who was being made fun of over the shoulders. Whitney. Lovely little investigator, Whitney. That's who they were talking about. So I have covered quite a bit of ground. I've covered the nudes. I've got some clips of the pool stick who doesn't give me the time of day and doesn't waste his channel talking about me. Well, let me just prove another lie that he does. If I had my wits about me, I would have exposed NB to Angel instead of FBS. But I didn't know nothing about MobTube. And unlike these other bottom feeders that run in here acting like they know everything, they don't. I don't. And I've been in here almost a year. And I don't even care anymore. I don't trust any of them except Johnny Mac and Rolex. Those are the only two. The rest of them, take everything they say with a grain of salt. And check it out. Now we're going to hear the first clip of Mr. Pool Stick. Look at this, you sappy sap.
Dumbass Animal Channel. It's not going anywhere. I'm going to make sure of that.
I know. He loves that channel. He's trying to lick Terrietime's butt with that channel.
Yeah. If you go over there, that's the only... What? Ew, what a butt. All right. Dumbass Animal Channel. It's not going anywhere.
Okay, B, for your information, Johnny Mac does not have to lick my butt for anything. Anything. And who are you sitting there in a ridiculous bee costume talking about anybody's butt? Until you get ready to show yourself, you need to keep your stupid mouth shut. You're dead to me, and you better be glad you are, because if you weren't, I would come on you full force, but I can't hardly make it Tuesdays, let alone every day of the week, bringing you down to earth. And your little pill-pushing buddy, and we both know who that is, so you better watch it with your slander and your stupid remarks on people's looks when you're sitting there like a stupid-ass bee.
He loves that channel. He's trying to lick Terrietime's butt with that channel.
Yeah. You go over there, that's the only...
You better not listen to her, Pool Stick. There's only one person that's worse than her, and that would be Minnie.
All right. I can understand if somebody licks that one, but Terrietime...
The other one?
But anyway, Major Chip Hazard, if you wish, you could come on here.
Come on down.
And talk about that. We could elaborate.
Look who's took over Pool Stick's channel. The little bee who rolled over on somebody. Confidential informant. Put her own boyfriend in jail. We all heard what Mike Kevin had to say about that.
All right. Hey, I can understand if somebody licks that one, but Terry.
At least, I'll give Code credit. He tried to stay out of it. He tried to stay out of it. He didn't put his 2 cents in. Because anybody that is in a B cartoon and beat a woman half to death with a pool stick and won't talk about one day of his 22 years, which is unbelievable, when the prison channels are blowing up and his little mob tube shit has been taken over by a B and a bunch of stupid women that talk about their migraines and their damn hospital visits every day. What's that tell you? If he had an interesting story to tell, he'd be, just tell one prison story, pool stick. Just one. Just one out of 22 years. Go check out the prison genre. It is full. Now here we go.
No, that's supposed to be,
I'm very confused.
It's a family member.
It's the snap in my T in the
It's a
dementia.
family member. Tough guy, right, Murray? Tell him to come on down to South Florida. I'll meet with him too. No, that's supposed to be,
I'm very confused.
It's a family member.
It's the snap in my T in the
It's a
dementia.
family member.
You need some snap, B, you fucking weed head. Using my picture for an... What's better than the B? I should give credit where credit's due. It's better than the B cartoon. My picture is much better than a B cartoon. Much better. Okay, now that's not all. That's just with the B. But this is the pool stick by himself talking about me. He got to be fired up.
He's being supported by Grandma Matt from Texas. You know, who doesn't get wet anymore. You have to shut things up. You know. Sorry, Grandma, but that's what you like. That's all. I'm never gonna make a video about you. I'm not gonna mention your name. He's being supported by Grandma Matt from Texas, who you know.
You want to know who he's talking about? Grumpy Italian. And you're damn right I support Grumpy Italian. He's brilliant. And I thought you weren't ever going to make a video about me or talk about me again. What do you call meth head grandma in Texas? You think anybody doesn't know who that is? Are you that stupid? And then you got the B on there backing you up, you woman-beating punk. Woman-beating, pull-stick, bandit punk. And that's not all he said, even though he's never going to mention me again. Here we go. There's more. There's more where that come from, because when that fool gets started, he can't stop. He has no content. Never has. Never will.
You know, that's what's going on here, people. And I'm not even that little dog of Granny Meth Head. I know the future. And I'm not even that dog that has the gift of prophecy from that Granny the Meth Head from Texas. You know, that's what's going on here, people. And I'm not even that little dog of Granny Meth Head.
You better be glad you didn't mention that little dog's name, Pool Stick. That little dog is smarter than you ever thought of being. And if you're not going to mention me, why is this a whole scroll of you doing nothing but talking about me? Nothing. Why don't you give the money to the animal shelter like you said you would? Anybody that doesn't believe me, go check out my community tab. They're still on there. They're still on there. He's an ungrateful woman beater. And probably a punk, unless he doesn't tell any stories, because you know why? People would check it. People would check it out and they'd find out he's a big liar. He'd mention people in prison and they'd check it out. Guess what? This fool's never been here. Never knew this person, never knew that person. The only thing he does is sit there in his little old room, and he thinks he's hiding people. When he gets up to get his sword, he has to walk through that green screen. Are you stupid? Why don't you take that stupid thing down? Everybody knows you never broke up with Tina. You never moved anywhere. And who cares? You're pathetic. Talking about my dog. It's one thing I will not tolerate. You can talk about me all you want. I don't talk about people's pets, kids, or family.
Mention your name. I'm I'm just gonna call you Grandma Method, the racist. You know what I mean? But anyway,
oh, now I'm a racist.
And stuff like that. Maybe he wants to bang her, and stuff like that. But anyway, he's saying over here that he brought the videos down and shit like that, and he didn't. I mention your name. I'm just gonna call you Grandma Method, the racist. You know what I mean? But anyway, he likes her support and stuff like that. Maybe he wants to bang her, and stuff like that. But anyway, he's saying over here that
now he had me confused on this one. I don't know if he was talking about Grumpy Italian or MRE. I can't tell. But either way, he needs to quit talking about me altogether unless he wants to give that money to an animal shelter like he promised he would. Unless he wants to tell some prison stories to liven his game up. Unless he wants to get rid of that stupid cartoon that's giving him false information, if she has any at all, which she doesn't. And there's still another one. Still another one. He's never going to talk about me again. Never going to give me the time of day. But here we go. Let me find it. Here it is. This was on Mother's Day.
Meth had grandma from Texas mentions my name. Even on Mother's Day? Wow. I think we're becoming very popular over here at the Stoville Action Situation, huh? Right? I don't know. Meth had grandma from Texas mentions my name.
I don't mention your name unless your name is Pool Stick, because that's what I call you. Pool Stick Bandit. I never mention your name. Never. So that's another lie. Another lie. So keep on talking about me and have your little bee get up there and do some more shit. I may bring her back from the dead. I may just bring her back from the dead just so I can roll her over the flames a little bit. It is hot in here. And my little hyena is outside. And hyena had a prediction that you and Lauren and B have been in bed together since the beginning. And there's not a doubt in my mind. Not a doubt, because that's the way she works. That's the way she works. She cozied up to Rustin when I took her over there. You guys don't know nothing about that Durkee verse, and she doesn't either. She's never even watched a documentary. She don't know anything. She's just a straight-up troll, causing trouble where she can cause trouble, trying to take over channels, run the whole thing, do everything she can. I have the goods on her. The only thing Amy knows that I didn't already know was the KJ stuff. And she's already covered that. Because I had way more dealings with her on a personal level than any of them. She used to call me 100 times a day. And when she found out how I really felt about her, by going in one of my Patriot rooms, she called me. I'll never forget it. I was at the car registration place. My phone rings. It's her. I heard what you said in Freedom's room. And I said, yeah, and I meant every word of it. I meant every fucking word of it. And people, here's another bit of advice. Don't bother to record me. Because anything I say on a phone about anybody, I will repeat on a live, right to your face. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not scared to say what I think and say what I feel. And I don't go in Discord, so don't bother. Didn't take me long to find out they're no good. I don't go in little chat rooms either. The most thing I might ever do is merge somebody on a call. You're not going to find out nothing. Don't you think these stupid bottom-footed female digging around females would have found out some shit on me if they could have? And how come you ain't called any of my ex-husbands up? They would take your heads off and hand them to you. I don't know what kind of families you people have got. But if they let some of these fools get to them, my family won't. I guarantee you. And none of my exes will either. So good luck trying to find stuff about me. Everything you know about me came from me. Nobody found out anything on the down low. Because if it's on the down low, guess what? It's on the down low. And I think I got all the nudes in the beginning. I'm not sure. But I think it's because they heard me say I had a porn room. Sweeties, that was 15 years ago. The porn room is long gone, and if I did have it, except for Jen and Brenda with a big old butt, none of you would have made the cut. None of you. So, keep sending me nudes. I'll keep them. I'm not going to fall into your little trap of sending them on to somebody and they can post it and say, oh, look what Terrietime sent me. Look what Terrietime sent me. But I'm telling you right now, don't get in a clothes contest with Brenda with a big old butt. Why don't the Bee try doing something about her cartoon? Worrying about my butt and how I look. I'm 72. Bee. And I don't ever wear an avatar. The only time I ever wear an avatar was when I was doing a parody of, I won't even mention her name, the dog killer. Because she does, and she's snoring and drunk and passed out. That is the only time in my life I've ever wore an avatar. Ever. I'm not ashamed of who I am. I'm not ashamed of anything I've done in my life. None of it. None of the men I've been with. None of the sex jobs I've had. Nothing. I'm proud because I'm on my own 2 feet. I don't owe anybody anything. I say what I want to say. I'm a Trump supporter, 100%, and I don't care who likes it and who doesn't. Doesn't matter to me. I do what I do. I'm telling you right now, Pool Stick, you better come up with some prison stories because something in your background just ain't hitting on all cylinders with me. I got a feeling something a lot of us don't know. And I think Chicago come the closest of anybody to finding out. So, Minnie, you won't get this purse from me, Deborah Silver. I got some more stuff on you too, girl. I got some more stuff, but I wanted to wait till the Mother's Day stuff was over. Look at this. Deborah, look. Don't you think that'd go good with all my clothes? Goes good with this Trump hat. Red and white, chicken delight, chicken delight. Look, Minnie. Look, Minnie. How's your little Papillon doing? I hope she's doing okay to have a terrible owner like you are. And here's the Constitution. And I'm thinking about doing this since very few of you, if any, know what it says. You know how come none of these lawsuits are happening? Because there's freedom of speech, people. If anybody shuts anybody up, it's going to be YouTube because nobody's doing anything against the law by talking about people. That is not against the law. I don't talk about other women or kids or family members or call jobs because that's my character. That's my moral compass that I go by. None of you had that. You use the excuse, well, if you do it to me, I'm going to do it to you. That's no excuse. That is never an excuse to show an innocent family member, an innocent child. There is never an excuse for that. Never. No excuse to call somebody's job. Never. Never an excuse. Most of you don't have jobs, so how would you know how life-changing that could be to somebody? You can drive by my house, you could pull up in my yard, you can threaten to do whatever you want to do because I'm not scared of nobody. Never have been, never will be. So this is the Tuesday current events. Tuesday with Terrietime. Because I'm sorry, I just wasn't, and that place didn't even open till 11. And I got stuff to do, and I can't be stopping in the middle of my busy day to go mess around at 11 to try to do a food review when I'm not even hungry. I'll catch you later. And thank you. You know who you are. Special person. You know who you are. And, Pool Stick, I never say your name. I call you the Pool Stick Bandit. That's what I named you. I name all the bottom feeders have nicknames that I gave them. That's what I named you. But I did steal a name from John Yates, and it is priceless. It is priceless. Six Figure Heidi. I love that name. So I'm going to steal that from him because I didn't really have a good nickname for her. But I did come up with a wig. That was my original nickname. And I came up with Repeat, and I came up with Gangster. Those are all my nicknames that I came up with. Brenda with a big old butt, I took from the Bee. But let me tell you something. You better hope she keeps her clothes on, ladies. Because in a showdown with the clothes down, she can wipe the floor with all of you. So I'm going to get off of here. I know, and Whitney's the one with the big shoulders. I found out that, Whitney. Found it out. So I'm going to go now. It's starting to rain. I love the purple in my hair. Not to ever be confused with pink. Of course, who knows? Nobody's seen her face since the bee. She might have no hair now. She might be shaved head. Who knows? Who cares? But be very, very careful, Pool Stick. Be very careful about talking about hyena. Be very careful. Because I am an animal advocate. And I don't care what you say about me. I know my Virginia's fine. I got a fine looking guy in prison. I got several more outside. I don't care what you say about me, but you better not badmouth my dogs. Any of them. Because I am a haint. And if you don't know what that means, I'll spell it for you. Haint. And I'm sure the black folks that are listening know exactly what a haint is. And I was told that by the blacks that I worked with at the salt mine. And if they know what I am, don't mess around with a haint. Maybe you Cubans know what it is too. I don't know. I just know I've got it. I've got what it takes. So, ciao everybody. Subscribe to Grumpy Italian. Subscribe to Dana Smith's Haunted Ghost Tales. Rolex and Race Cars. Johnny Mac's Animal Channel. Simply Sophie. Cooch. John Yates. Amzie Beloved. I check in on all them every now and then. I don't watch them religiously because I watch my Trump people and my Patriots and my Fish and my Pekingese religiously. But I do check in on them, and I don't have to even watch Pull Stick or any of them because my informants love getting me clips, as you can see, to back up everything I say about them. So have a wonderful Tuesday. Ciao.